Hi, everyone. It's Dominic from the MS Guide again. And thank you very much for joining us. You may or may not recognize my guest. She was the second person that I ever interviewed for the MS Guide 6 months ago. So it's pretty awesome. And something amazing has happened in Jacqui Martin's life, as far as I'm concerned. She's one of the very first people in the UK to be prescribed Kesimpta, which is ofatumumab. And Jacqui's agreed to come back on the MS Guide. And we're going to talk through just really the mechanics of what's involved, what she thinks about it, all this kind of stuff, so that you know if you're offered it or if you want to ask for it, you can get a grip really on what's entailed. And we're going to start that right now. Hey, Jacqui, welcome back.
Hi, thanks for having me back.
No, thank you for agreeing to come back. I agree. Yeah, I think it's great. And I was just thrilled. I remember you sending me, I think it was a tweet or a text or something going, guess what I'm getting? And
I think I rang you as I was leaving the hospital.
cool. Yeah. And it's, but I was just hoping if we could talk about kind of how you got up to it and then what happened being prescribed it. And then, because you've just had your third one today, haven't you?
This morning, yep.
Cool. Okay. So, and then if we can just talk about this and how it makes you feel and all that kind of stuff that everybody else, you included, if I was going on it, I'd want to know. So it's, would you be good with that?
Of course, yeah.
Cool. So take us through the sort of run up to being prescribed it. I know you were on another drug, but I can't remember what it was.
I was on Tecfidera
Right.
and had really bad experiences with colossal weight gain and therefore increase in depression, increase in lack of movement and everything. So I came off that and I'd had quite a few months on no DMT at all.
Mm-hmm.
So I had my annual review, for want of a better phrase, with
I
my
remember
neuro.
getting on your case, Jacqui, going, you can't not be on a DMT.
Yeah, you absolutely right. Yeah, so I had my annual review with my neuro and my nurse, and they wanted to get me on something. They offered, I basically was given a choice. They said there is Ocrevus, which is obviously quite well established and lots of people are on it, including yourself. And they mentioned ofatumumab, and obviously I'd done my research on that, thanks to you, and just because I like to go to my meetings and actually be prepared and know about anything that could possibly come up. And my nurse is always very impressed with me and my endless list of notes and the fact that I know about these drugs.
But that's important. And I remember, I think we should say to everybody, Kesimpta, ofatumumab, had just been licensed in the UK. So, I mean, you were right at the forefront. Oh,
it was April, I think.
Yeah.
Was it April? It was giving me
it was weeks after it was licensed that you got offered it.
Yes, it was. And the minute the decision was made, I was sent to have my bloods done. Mm-hmm. Because they needed to find out if I was immune to things like HIV, hepatitis, all that kind of stuff. So as soon as the blood results came back, off we went.
And so then what happened? So you have the meeting, choose between ocrelizumab and ofatumumab. You choose ofatumumab, which is Kesimpta. You have all the bloods done. I remember having 10 vials when I saw it. It was like, oh my God, am I going to be a man? And then, then what happens? Because I think it's important to say, this is not a home infusion drug. This is that's why you waved it around. This is an injectable once a month at-home drug, which is in the same sort of class as Ocrevus.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? 3 weeks ago, I went to the hospital where I saw my MS nurses, plural. There are 2 MS nurses in all of Exeter, East and Mid Devon, but they both wanted to be there because I was the first one.
Yeah.
Basically, and it is so easy to use. This is the one I've used this morning, which needs to go straight in the sharps bin, but it just comes.
I remember them. Always had a yellow sharps bin in the house.
Oh yes, I have a yellow sharps bin. So it just comes as a little pen, which comes off. And as long as you're injecting at a 90-degree angle, just push it straight down. there's a little green timer, if you like, which works down, and then there's another click.
So you press it on your leg and it automatically injects it into you.
That's it. And as soon as the second click which is maybe 10 seconds later, you're done. It's as easy.
And so all that, yeah. Does it hurt?
Yes.
Badly?
I'm shit with needles, so it will hurt. It will hurt me. I'm rubbish.
Okay, but what I say, I mean, I remember when I had my very first rebirth, and I sat there and I got it. It's like, I'm all a bloke and I'm not scared of these things and everything. And I put it in the auto injector and I held it against my side of my tummy for about 30 minutes, going, "Oh, for God's sake, press the button, Dom." Yeah, and it's so. I mean, it's a completely understandable thing,
Yeah.
But, okay, equated to stubbing your toe. Does it hurt as much as stubbing your toe?
No.
Right.
No.
How much does it hurt? I think people want to know this. They want to know.
It doesn't hurt. It's it's a small prick without,
Like having your blood taken.
No, it's on the same kind of pain threshold, really. And the injection site, I've had no bruising,
Right.
no mark. I cannot see where I've injected it this morning.
Is it tender?
No.
Okay.
The first one was they kept me in hospital for an hour just to monitor me to see how I reacted.
You didn't keel over?
No, I did not.
Well, obviously, you're here now.
Yeah, I was really tired after the first one. I went home and just slept for the day, and my leg was really tender. The second one I did at home last week, and I had to leave work early because I was just falling asleep.
Was your excuse, was it?
Yes, and I'm sticking to it.
Okay.
But the one I've had this morning, I don't feel anywhere near as tired, and it doesn't feel tender at all. So now what happens is I miss a week, and then I have to have it once a month, but I have to have it on the same date as opposed to the same day once a month. So I'll be having it on the 7th of every month. It doesn't disrupt your life at all, really. The first ones, yes, I've been tired, but as compare it to going into hospital and sitting and having an infusion, which I believe this is in the States, used as an infusion. Am I right?
I'm not sure. Okay, again, stand to be corrected, but I don't think so. I think it's
okay.
I know some other people on it in the States, but
yeah,
they've been out there longer than here.
Yeah.
I mean, you are one of the first in the UK. You're probably not the first, but you're certainly at the front of the queue, not the back.
Exciting. It's exciting.
Well, that's why.
And I'm due a follow-up appointment, I think, in a few months, just to kind of see how it's going.
Okay.
My nurse has always said, if there's any issues, just contact us.
So explain to me how the boring background stuff happens. Does it get delivered to you at home? Do you have to go to the pharmacy and pick it up? What happens? Is there a helpline that you can call? You see what I mean? Because
yes. Yeah, it comes to the house. It comes to the house and it lives in the fridge, so it goes straight into the fridge.
So it gets delivered to your home?
Yes, right. As does the Sharps box. Don't have to do anything.
Right, okay.
And when the Sharps box is full, they will come and collect it with the next delivery.
Yeah, or just so everybody knows, you can always take a full Sharps bin to the pharmacy and they'll get rid of it. This is from a guy who used to inject a lot of Rebif and then Copaxone. So
I did not know that.
Oh no, they wouldn't even bat an eyelid. You think about the diabetics in the country and the amount of people that have to inject with type 1 diabetes. You go into the pharmacy with a full Sharps bin. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. No, I didn't know that. The booklet is very good.
Let me guess. There's no characters in the but no plot either, I imagine.
It's a bit boring. Okay. Yeah. But it's very useful. It explains everything very clearly, very concisely, and it's just the easiest thing to use.
You asked your doctor gave it to you as an option between ocrelizumab and ofatumumab, so between Ocrevus and Kesimpta. You picked this. Also, think about it. You don't have to go into the hospital. And where are you going to get COVID? I was thinking, you get colds in hospital or doctor surgeries. Or
I got pinged after I went to hospital.
Did you?
I did.
What,
yeah.
You were training.
Yeah.
You ain't being pinged for that again, are you? You won't have to go in there.
Exactly. Exactly. There are so many bonuses to this. It just feels like a massive step forward.
Jacqui wakes up on the 7th every day. I've got to inject myself, get it out of the fridge. I would give it
Yep.
to anybody is leave it out for 20 minutes. I don't know, just
Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
warms up because injecting cold stuff isn't always as comfortable as room temperature. And then off, put it in the sharp spin, get on with life.
And that's it.
Because that's
It's
what MS should
amazing.
be to me, is to medicate it so you can treat it hard for the future, but get on with your life.
That's it. It's the best of both worlds and it's brilliant. And I really hope that people will start to hear more about it and will ask more about it and it becomes more available to people.
I think the question I always say to people, phrase it like this. You look at your doctor and you say, can you please help me understand why you won't give me this drug? But just say to your doctor, please, may I have it? And if they'd have to go some to say no.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds pretty darn easy.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was so. I mean, I went in there expecting to be offered Ocrevus, and they were, as I say, they were quite impressed how aware I was of Kesimpta, what I knew about it, what I'd read about it, and certainly what you had told me about it. So,
Going informed to your doctor as opposed to just sitting back and letting things come to you. If they had only
oh, that's the worst thing you can do. You've got to be informed. You've got to have an idea of what is happening.
Yeah. And if they had said Ocrevus to you alone, from what I understand, talking to you before, you would have said, and what about?
Mm,
But then,
yeah,
that never happened, did it? Which was awesome. But, you were prepared.
absolutely.
You had
Yeah.
your COVID jabs before you started this, didn't you?
Yes.
So
Yes,
it's kind
way
of
before.
a non-issue for you. I think it's more of an issue for those of us that are actually established on Ocrevus.
Yes.
I think I'll be off Ross's Christmas card list, but I'm not trying to upset them because it's a great drug. It's just an unfortunate intersection of, oh, and by the way, though, this works really well for this.
Mm-hmm.
Can't have this.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it's my understanding that it doesn't affect it in the same way. But I wouldn't want to go out on a limb. And
No, I have the same understanding, but again, don't want to confirm entirely.
no, no, exactly. And then it's not my or your or our job to, but it's just
No.
this can be found out, and it would be very disappointing if the doctor didn't know. And some of them are brilliant, but the occasional ones are a bit in the dark in a way that you
Mm.
wouldn't expect them to be in the dark. But hey,
My nurse has asked me to contact her when and if I'm offered a COVID booster. So we'll see what that brings.
I want a COVID booster too. Who doesn't
Yes.
want a COVID booster?
Well, exactly.
Anyway, look, I really appreciate you coming on the MS Guide.
Oh, it's a pleasure. I really hope that more people are going to be given access to this
There's
because
no reason why you can't. If you're in the
it's
UK,
fantastic.
just ask. I
Yeah.
would say they'd have to explain to me why they had chosen not to do this. And I want that written down in my notes, frankly,
Yeah.
that I asked, you said no, and this is why you said no, mate.
Mm.
Because that would, yeah, I feel like it's a very hard one. I mean, I remember you being very, very uncertain about it, and I get that. But now you're just, you're also going to go door to door by the sounds of things.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I was more unsure about the Ocrevus, I think. But just to be given the option, I was so lucky. So lucky. And hopefully more people can do the
Yeah.
same. If you don't ask, you don't get.
All right. Take care. Cheers.
You too.
All
Bye
right.
bye.
Bye.